Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If you remember, about 2 days ago a gas pipeline was blown up in the Baltic Sea again between Finland and Estonia. I covered that in the first two videos out there. Seismic monitor recorded explosion at Finland-Estonia gas pipeline and underwater gas pipeline blown up / damage between Finland and Estonia. And in both of these videos that I made, I claim that it will not take more than 2 days for the Western countries to blame Russia for that. Well, it took them 1 day. Today is the 11th. So 1 day and we already have a unproven, unconfirmed connection between Russia and that pipeline, including a communication cable. Well, I'm not excluding Russia, but I need evidence. So remember, they are still checking the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines terrorist attack that occurred more than a year ago, and they can't find who did it. Now, see how the West reacts when their fucking pipeline is destroyed versus how Russia reacted when its fucking pipeline was destroyed. Let me show you. Let me show you this little article here. I'm going to start with this one. If attack on alliance's critical infrastructure is deliberate, there will be a decisive response, NATO. So Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines were owned by what? Russia and Germany. Did Russia issue any of this kind of garbage statement? No, they didn't. And I made some videos regarding that pipelines being blown up, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, and I said there's no way, no way. It's very low on the list, down on the list where Russia is. The first one by far is Al Capone's little fingers over there. So see how these guys react when their garbage is touched, but Russia did not react when their garbage was touched. Just a difference. Now, in a rule-based world order, everyone is treated the same, right? Well, that's the ideal, but we know that Al Capone does not fall under the same rules that everyone else is supposed to fall under. That's the first article. I have another one. I have another one where they try to pinpoint Russia, and this is it. Has Putin committed an act of war against NATO? Remember, nothing is proven yet, and they already want to make a connection without the evidence. Okay, what if you find out Putin did it? Are you going to attack Russia? Russia is going to fuck you up with nuclear weapons. I, Emil Kosman, guarantee you that. I don't have a direct line with Putin, but it goes without saying. This guy is saying, what? You blew up our pipelines, you did, and we didn't go that far, and now you threaten everybody else? So this is like you have a little game. Let's say you play Monopoly, the little table game, board game, and someone starts making rules that apply only to himself, to his advantage or her advantage, regardless. And then after he gets the advantage, that rule disappears. When you're about to use the same rule that he made or she made a minute ago, no, you can't have it. Now, do you think that's just? I tell you what I do when that happens. I say, hey, you know what? Bang! You and everybody else who was a weasel to stand up to that pig. All right, so let's see. Has Putin committed an act of war against NATO? What if he did? What are you going to do? Belgium, Denmark, Norway, Estonia, Lithuania, Poland, Latvia, all these weasel countries that are big mouth, Norway, Sweden, Finland. Russia can take you if they want. They can take you down. Are you big-mouthed because is Al Capone over there? That's the only reason. If Al Capone would be not there, everybody else, including the bankrupt, used to be British Empire, will shut the fuck up. I guarantee you that. Because they're weasels. And they know Russia will smack them with 1 or 2 claws. They don't have to use the whole paw. No, 1 or 2 claws, that's all. But they talk because it's Al Capone. And Al Capone, instead of being the house on the hill. Anyway, let's go to this article right here. It aggravates me. It's like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? Jesus Christ, these guys are dumber than I thought. You're right, Putin. Now, let's read this garbage, shall we? This week, as all eyes are understandably on the appalling situation unfolding in Israel. No, I think the world should not even care about it. That's between you guys over there. A little 8 million people population with 2 million people over there, they have a little scuffle. Remind you, the population have 7 billion people. And it's about 9 or 8, 7, how much is Israel? A little thing over there, somewhere on this planet, with Gaza even smaller, and, oh my God, understandably, the appalling situation unfolding. Really. These guys in Ukraine have been fighting with one another like idiots for Al Capone for a year and a half, and it's not appalling, but that's appalling. That's unimportant to how big this is in relation. Oh my God, there were 1,500 people dead. Each life that is lost, innocent life that is lost, is bad. But you put 1,500 to what? As Ukrainians report, 300,000? What the fuck are you talking about? Put it in a context. But hey, Israel is special. But the Russians and Ukrainians, you know what I mean. So, NATO faces its first real test since newer members Finland joined the alliance in April. What if the United States did it? What if they did it again? Oh, just said again, my bad. What if they did it? What Finland is going to do? You know what it's going to do? It's going to open its mouth according to Al Capone's cock and start moving back and forth on his little junk. That's what they're going to do, Finland. You don't like it? That's the reality. Face the fucking reality. Well, maybe it's because I'm a little bit under the weather, but hey, what can I do? Sometimes you have to celebrate, and I'm celebrating. Not this garbage. I have many other personal things to celebrate. Anyway, given the understandable outrage, fuck you. Anyway, we find out here that Sunday night, which led to a 48-mile-long Baltic connector gas pipeline link between Finland and NATO, unimportant, ally Estonia being extensively damaged. Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 pipelines were more important than this garbage. Finland and Estonia. Jerk off. Estonia is what? 800,000 people? What the fuck? One city. And Finland, they had a little tiny dancer that embarrassed the whole Finnish nation. Oh my, well, like, she's got the fucking... Anyway, you remember her? 38-year-old woman thinking that she's 22 or 16. That was embarrassing. So anyway, on Tuesday, Sauli Niinisto, the president of Finland, stated that the extensive damage caused to the undersea pipeline is caused by external activity and almost certainly deliberate. What if you're going to find out it was your boss? What are you going to do? Nothing. But the problem is this. Watch those two. I'm going to show you. Watch those two videos, not those ones. Those two, the first and two here. And I explain over there with maps, with everything. What are the expectations and what is the deal? What is the scenario? What is the hullabaloo created here? Nothing, man. And if the Russians did it, the Russians can only point to, you did it to mine, so I have the right to do it the same to you. If you blew mine, I do the same thing to you. If nothing gets punished for someone blowing my pipeline, nobody should be punished for blowing your shit. Now, obviously, and you know that. You know how you know that? Being directly involved in a game. When you play a board game or something, there's the rules for everyone. Gigi, Mikey, Sakdiki, and Titi, and so on. All these things are out there for everybody. When you see someone bending the rules for his own interest and nobody saying anything but approving, you say, okay, I'm going to do the same thing Titi did. Like Titi, okay, or Big Bald did it. And everybody's like, oy vey, let me break my little fucking go to her. I'm so fucking irritated with this garbage, man. I can't tell you. I'm so irritated because these guys are trying to point it on Russia, something that they did, I think, bigger than that. And if Russia did it, oh my God, oy vey, right here. If attack on alliance critical infrastructure is deliberate, there will be a decisive response. That kind of response. My God, these guys are bad, man. These guys are bad. NATO will discuss damage to critical infrastructure in the Baltic Sea. If a deliberate attack on its infrastructure is confirmed, the organization will give a decisive response. Like what exactly gonna do? You're gonna suck Russia's dick as well, besides Al Capone's? That's exactly what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do? Nothing. Source: Secretary Stoltenberg, who answers the phones and make appointments. That's a secretary, okay? At a briefing on Tuesday before a 2-day meeting at the NATO Defense Minister, European Pravna. Shut the fuck up. The important thing now is to establish what happened and how this could happen. If it's proven to be deliberate attack on NATO, what if some NATO country did it? Critical infrastructure, then this will of course be serious, but it will be met with united and determined response from NATO right now. We don't have this in Kyokushin, but I will make a new technique. All right. These guys are bad, man. These guys are bad, and they expect me to join that. They expect me. No. First, you tell us who did it the first time, and it was not those 6 jerk-offs with that woman on that yacht. There was not. That's bullshit. Okay? It was not that. They could not fulfill that task. And now they try to watch those 2 videos. I'm not going to repeat myself with this. And if you don't want it, then don't watch it. Don't watch them. My friends, we live in a fuck up world, and the problem is when these guys are trying to push abnormal things as being the norm. We should push back on that. We should maintain our civilization, our way of thinking. We should not give in to this garbage. It's them against us. You think it's Russia against the United States of America? It's not. It's those guys against Russia. It's not us. And you think it's Russia against us? It's those guys maybe against us, but not. We're not against one another. They make us be like that, so they can guide us, push us in wars, and pay taxes and shut the fuck up. That's what they want to do. I mean, they gave money to whomever they want. Did they ask you? No. I want some money. Nobody gives me any money. I want money. I want, like, let's say, $30 million after tax. Why don't you give me? I can pay my properties taxes. Can you give me some? How's that? College loan forgiveness? Why nobody forgives me of anything? Am I bad? Yes, you are. Why? Fucking cunts. I mean, people. Jesus Christ, man. It's depressing, but it's also energizing. Because when you see this garbage, you're gonna go down a little bit. You're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, let me drink some red wine, and then you say, yeah, okay, and then the energy comes in and say, no, back to work. Where is my fucking sword? Right here. Let's go back. We have ups and downs because you can't always win. Unfortunately, I would say we can't lose. We lose, little fights here and there, but eventually we have to succeed. We can't allow us to become modern slaves at this guy's plantation. I refuse to do that. These guys get in a wars. They pay money from our taxes to whomever they decide. What the fuck is this? What is this? Yeah, I eat better. I drink better. I better. I have, but that's life. No, that's life to a certain level of a garbage. I don't want to live at that garbage. I want more because I know it's more, and I understand that these guys keep us to that level. Eat well, drink beer, or not wine, but beer, watch TV, consume, and that's it, and then die. And your children the same way, and your grandchildren the same way. I do not subscribe to this garbage. But hey, what can we do? diligence, patience, and strength. And these guys are just they just hold a tiger by the tail, and they can't let go. And it's gonna come for them. Back in history, look at the history, study history. It's always like this. You know, that civilization cycle. They're at the top. They're one more step. That step is the one that happened in many times before, in many countries and nations before. When people were gonna look for them, they think they got nation by the balls. We're too many. We're too many. Anyway, my friends, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.